There comes a point, somewhere around 50, when time stops feeling theoretical. You don't panic, you don't spiral, you just see things more clearly. Not with regret, with clinical accuracy. You start noticing where your energy actually goes, and more importantly, where it disappears. These aren't dramatic mistakes, they're quiet ones, and if you don't remove them, they drain what margin you still have. Number 1. Competing with other people. For most of your life, everything was a scoreboard. Grades, titles, money, status. And at some point, you realize something uncomfortable. You're not even in the same race anymore. You're just running out of habit, trying to beat people whose lives you don't actually want. You see someone your age with a bigger house, a louder resume, a shinier retirement plan, and for a moment, you feel behind. Then you stop and realize you wouldn't trade places with them even if you could. That's when competition becomes pointless. The only comparison that still matters now is whether your life feels more aligned than it did 5 years ago. If you're calmer, clearer, and more yourself than you used to be, you're way ahead, even if nobody claps. Number 2. Letting your career define who you are. For decades, your job answered the question for you. Who are you? What do you do? Where do you fit? And then one day, retirement comes, or change comes, or you outgrow the role, and suddenly the label doesn't work anymore. That's when the trap reveals itself. If your identity is built entirely on what you do, what happens when that chapter ends? Your work can be meaningful, but it was never the whole story. The second half of life isn't about climbing higher. It's about going deeper, into curiosity, contribution, and presence, when no one's paying you to perform. Number 3. Finishing things that stopped mattering. You were taught that quitting is failure. Finish what you start. Push through. Don't waste effort. So you force your way through books you don't care about, projects that lost meaning halfway through, commitments that quietly drain you, all so you can say you finished. But here's the truth. Finishing something mediocre doesn't make you disciplined. It makes you stubborn. After 50, time stops being renewable. Every hour spent forcing yourself through something hollow is an hour you don't get back. Walking away isn't weakness anymore. It's discernment. Number 4. Doing things out of obligation instead of choice. There's a difference between responsibility and self-betrayal. You know the feeling, the gathering you didn't want to attend, the committee you joined out of guilt, the favor for someone who never returns it. That's not kindness. That's fear disguised as politeness. When you give from obligation, resentment follows. When you give from choice, peace remains. At this stage of life, your presence is valuable. Spend it where it's welcomed. Number 5. Needing to be right. By now, you've probably noticed, most arguments aren't about truth. They're about winning, and if you get pulled into that game, you lose hours of energy trying to change minds that were never open. There are things worth standing up for, but very few things worth debating endlessly. Your time and energy are more valuable than the last word. The moment you stop needing to be right, your nervous system finally gets a break. Number 6. Tolerating people who drain you. They're not evil, but they are expensive. The ones who only call when they need something, the conversations that always circle back to them, the interactions that leave you tired instead of energized. After 50, you can't afford that cost anymore. Every draining interaction steals energy from something that matters. You don't owe anyone access just because they're used to it. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's survival. Number 7. Expecting people to become someone they've never been. This is the last illusion to fall. The belief that if you explain it clearly enough, wait patiently enough, people will change, but most won't. That doesn't mean you lower your standards. It means you stop arguing with reality. When someone consistently shows you who they are, believe them. Then make an honest decision. Can I accept this? Do I adjust my expectations? Or do I create distance? Don't try to change them. Just start seeing them as they are. After 50, the work isn't about becoming more impressive. It's about becoming more precise. Less noise, fewer leaks. You don't need more time. You need fewer things stealing it. And that's not ambition. That's simple self-respect. This is the primed edge. Subscribe if you're a man over 50 who still has more to give. Watch this video next.